Burn, let the rooftop off. Let the rooftop burn. Let the rooftop off. Let the rooftop burn. Let the rooftop off. Let the rooftop burn. Let the rooftop off. Homie, homie, start the fire. Homie, homie, start the fire. Homie, homie, start the fire.
What's up, fellow Rainmakers? Welcome to the Divisional round of the NFL. We hope Wild Card Weekend was good for you. Fortunately, we won DraftKings and Yahoo. Our FanDuel lineup fell just short, but we did win Saturday only. We won Saturday only for DraftKings and Sunday only. Prime time for FanDuel, so it was a pretty good weekend. All right. But that's the past. And we know we want to move forward and look towards the future. So let's talk about this week's Stormwatch. Our first matchup is the Kansas City Chiefs, Saturday at New England. Forecast calls for rain and showers. So I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, so we have the two QBs, Alex Smith versus Mr. Tom Brady. Alex Smith, I mean, we've always talked about him, right? I mean,
consistent. He did so-so against Houston, right?
Yeah, I mean, with that blowout, you would think he would have done a little bit more, but I guess it was just all special teams and defense, right? You know, it all depends on Brady's health too, right? But he's probable, so if Julian Edelman comes back, I mean, he's gonna have all his weapons.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be kind of scary.
But that makes it a little iffy, right? Would you bank on Edelman? And then I think it lowers Amendola's value, right?
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't put Edelman this week in a cash lineup. But of course, in the tournament you have to, right? He could go off, but I don't think I could quite trust him in the cash lineup this week. So the only ones I could definitely trust is, of course, Gronk.
Yeah.
Oh, as the
On
other
Kelsey's
matchup.
side.
Oh, definitely Kelsey, definitely. But if you had to choose from Kelsey to, we'll talk about the next matchup later. But even like, Olsen, the other tight end. I mean, Olsen's less. I'd rather go with Olsen in that matchup. But yeah, so.
And same with Ware's banged up, so
Yeah,
I mean, check on his status.
Exactly. So this week might be better to go with West even. Especially if you think New England's gonna win, which Vegas is thinking.
Right.
So West is a better back out of the backfield.
Yeah.
So and personally, like the defense this week. I really do like England.
New England.
New England, yes.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. Green Bay at Arizona. So if you remember, Cardinals crushed them a few weeks ago. But it looks like Aaron Rodgers might be different now. Who knows? I personally don't think we should get fooled by his performance last week against the Redskins, because the Redskins defense honestly is not very good. And the Cardinals is much better. You can see they've got the number 1 offense, the 5th ranked defense, the number 2 in passing, 8th in rushing. I really think Arizona's going to win this game.
Yeah, but it could be one of those shootouts.
That's true.
It all
It could be a
depends on
shootout.
Rodgers, right? I mean, if he's on his game, Carson has weapons.
Yeah.
And if Rodgers is playing well, it could be a shootout for this game.
Devontae's out though.
I think he's questionable right now.
Questionable,
but
I wouldn't play him.
yeah, I wouldn't play.
either way.
I wouldn't play Adams.
Maybe Cobb.
Cobb might be covered by Peterson, so
That's
that would be
true.
kind of tough. So the play would be, if you're gonna play a Green Bay receiver, would be James Jones this week.
James Jones.
Yes, and then the running backs, either Starks or Lacey. I would go with Starks again. And then
Pretty soon it's going to be a shootout, and they're going to have to throw.
yeah, and then there's the Arizona side. David Johnson. I think in the
He's
cash,
gonna be
I think
highly
he's gonna
owned.
be
He's gonna be highly
in the cash. He's gonna be definitely 65. I call maybe 70% owned, at least.
Yeah.
70% in the cash games. So it all depends on who you're gonna get at that second running back, because I think David Johnson is gonna be highly owned. And then the receivers for Arizona, there's Larry Fitzgerald, John Brown.
Yeah, I kind of like Fitz this week. I do like Cardinals D, though. I mean, they on FanDuel scored 33 points last time against against Green Bay. But of course, they had 2 touchdowns. I mean, you can't expect that same performance. But still, I think they're hungry. They're at home. This is going to be huge for their fans. And I just don't think Green Bay, I don't think they're the team they used to be. All right, let's move on. Sunday, the first game will be Seattle at Carolina. And if you remember earlier this season, Carolina came back and beat the Seahawks in a pretty good game. I think the final score was like 27-23. If you assume they could have a similar type game, I don't know, who you like, Cam or Russell Wilson?
2 of the hottest guys pretty much in fantasy right now, right? Going at it.
Cam's 8,700.
Wilson's 84.
So they're expensive. But probably the safer plays for the week.
Well, actually,
Okay.
he's probable. I'm sorry.
Oh, Marshawn's probable?
Yes. He practiced
That
full,
would be interesting.
so he's probable. But first game back, probable against a tough Carolina
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
You know, might be a tough situation. Might be tough to start. So if you're gonna start a David Johnson per se at 8,500,
Right.
I don't think you
can't afford.
can't afford to put Lynch in at 7,800.
Right.
I don't think, because you're not gonna have much receivers to work with having those 2 guys. So
How much is Stewart?
Stewart is 6,300.
Yeah,
But
I kinda
again-
like him though.
Again, going against Seattle rush defense, no one
True,
really does
but
well on Seattle.
He did well the last time against them.
Yeah, he had over 20 points.
Yeah. If it's one of those grinded out games, I mean, I think for his value, for his price, he's a better value. Baldwin's gonna be blanketed
By Mr.
Yeah.
Foreman, again blanketed by Mr.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman, and then so I mean it's gonna be I mean Carolina, the play. So last week we said the play was like AJ Green. We said he's gonna do well. I mean he didn't kill it, but he did well for his value, right?
Yeah.
This week it has to be Olsen.
Yeah.
I think you have to put Olsen in there at 6,500.
Yeah.
When you have Kelsey at 66, and you have Gronk at 83.
Yeah.
You know, I think Olsen is definitely gonna be like 90% owned in a cash game. So, but again, I mean, sleepers could be like Corey Philly Brown,
Lockett.
Funches, Lockett, stuff like that. Your secondary guys, okay? A lot of times in the playoffs, I mean, even we just go back even to last year, right? The number ones get kind of shut down in a sense, right? And then the number 2s usually go off because the defenses in the playoffs kind of, you know, they like to focus on the number 1 guy. So watch for that.
Yeah, in terms of special teams and defense, I mean, there's
And
Koshka and Gano, they're both great kickers.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
great defenses.
Both great defenses.
So this is a tough one. I mean, I'm leaning towards Carolina. Just in general in the game.
In the game. But yeah, it would be tough to just pick one of these defenses and play them, I think.
Yeah.
Because both offenses don't really turn the ball over
Right.
too much, you know? They don't make too many mistakes. Like Russell Wilson's been playing so well. And Cam, you know, Mr. MVP, he's playing so well.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a close game, but I don't think
Right.
there's going to be like tons of turnovers
Right.
and all that stuff.
So we probably shy away from either defense.
Yes.
All right, last matchup. And this is where we're gonna make the money, because you better have at least 1 or 2 players in each game,
Yeah, this
or
is
at
the
least in
game.
the last game.
This is
Steelers at Broncos. A lot of questions though. Big Ben, banged up. AB going through the concussion protocol. Peyton Manning
Just
coming
old.
back.
Just the old man.
It could be an ugly game, but so there's a lot of good plays, I think. Peyton is cheap
Very cheap.
at 7,000.
Yeah, he's the cheapest starting quarterback on FanDuel.
Yeah,
So
and if he's healthy, he's got the weapons.
he just needs to be on just that one game, right?
Yeah,
This could be the game against the Pittsburgh secondary, right?
yeah.
I mean, man.
Yeah, so in that sense, I think we're also kind of high on Demarius and Sanders
Exactly.
to have decent games.
Just like they did last time against
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Brown went off, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he went crazy on Chris Harris.
Mhm.
Chris Harris, before that game, hadn't given up a touchdown to receiver, and he gave up 2 that day, you know? And then even Mr. Martavius Bryant did okay. And so look out for him at 7,100, especially if Brown is kind of
Not all there.
Yeah, not all there. And then also Big Ben, you know, if he can't get the ball out,
Yeah.
I mean,
If the shoulder is bad,
I mean, they're just gonna be dinking and dunking. Is it better to just get away from Brown this week, you know, and then go for another receiver? So watch out for that. So watch out later for our lineup. We'll let you guys know what we decide. But yeah,
Running
C.J.
backs.
Anderson,
Oh, that's
Hillman, or Mr. Toussaint.
I like.
Who do you like?
It depends on the game. If it's a grinded out game, I like CJ. Toussaint did pretty well, but he did split with Todman, and Todman did well too. So to be honest, this week I'm not really high on either of the Pittsburgh running backs.
Yeah, Denver has a great rush defense. And then so does Pittsburgh, actually.
Yeah, so-
Last time CJ and Hillman combined didn't get like more than 10 points or even 8 points.
Tight ends don't really like either.
Yeah. I wouldn't start any Pittsburgh or Denver.
Special teams, maybe McManus if
Yeah.
it works within your price range.
Yes. Especially at home, right?
Yeah.
Peyton Manning,
Right.
a lot of times he gets you there, but he doesn't finish all
And,
the way.
Defense,
Defense would be only
Denver. Right?
Only Denver
Yeah.
as far as the cash.
Yeah.
But I guess if you want to go crazy like GPP play and go Pittsburgh, thinking
They
you
can
never
get
know,
to
right?
Moss
Just
or-
throw.
or get to Manning. I mean,
Yeah, just get to Manning, right? Like he's
Yeah.
one of those guys now in his old age where he could throw 5 picks, right? I mean, you never know. So I would make one with just the Pittsburgh defense and just $1 GPP, just for fun.
Okay.
You never know.
All right, so that's our Storm Watch for this week. We're gonna do something different this week. Instead of waiting till Friday,
Yeah.
we're going to give our lineups today. Today. Are you ready? So here we go. FanDuel, DraftKings, Yahoo. Let's go. All right, so that's our lineups. Let us know what you think. Comment down below. Good luck, everybody. If you want to get our Saturday only, Sunday only, primetime lineups, hit us up on Twitter and get on our email distribution list. We've been sending out NBA lineups and pretty much killing it this week. So jump on the bandwagon. There's plenty of room. As always, like us.
Yeah, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You know, please hit the subscribe button down below. And we thank you guys for, following us.
And as always, watch out! There's a storm coming!
내 길을 줘 엔진 터 나보다 뮤직 캡틴